All right, good morning, good evening, good night. Layer 1 Live, another episode. It is Monday, January 25th, 2021. That sounds kind of weird saying it like that, but I am going to be sitting here with my main man, Buff. Buff, how we doing today, man?
Oh, I am ready to go, man. It's a blank slate, a new week, end of the month here, the first month of 12 months here in 2021. And man, I'm ready to go. This week we have a lot in store for you guys, labs related and of course crypto related. So man, I'm ready to go. Let's just get it going.
Yeah,
Let's begin.
Hell yeah, man. Bullseye saying ready, set, go. We are ready, set, go. Our vibe, our tribe in the house. I want to give a shout out to everyone that's here. Brian was first, and then CanWolf was second. XPow, which we'll get to in a second, was third. Guys, last week's episode was absolutely just balling. Just everything about it, the stories, your guys' energy was awesome. So we're going to carry that into this week. We're going to have another great episode of Layer 1 Live. All-time high is going to be 108 today. We got close. We hit 99. That was actually kind of crazy. We were waiting to drop that second link, and then, we never hit that 100 mark, guys. So we're going to go over it today. We're going to hit some 108s. We're going to hit some all-time highs for our social token lads. Good to see everybody in the house. I will get to an episode preview here in a second, but I want to, Buff, you're in Jig Street. What's happening in that area, the neck of the woods, man?
I've been hanging out here in Jig Street, looking for a llama. Can't seem to.
Oh, he's
find
right there.
What? You saw him?
Just for a second.
I keep looking for him, man. I thought he was over here.
Oh.
I'm gonna find him. Llama, I'm looking for you. Yeah, Jig Street. It's another part of Lad City. Been chasing around Llama. I can't seem to find him. He's somewhere around here. I'll find him soon. But yeah, man, Lad City, the district is just popping up. New districts. I'm not in the ghetto anymore, but I'm still in a sketchy part of town. I'm kind of doing a census. I go door to door to try to see how many lads are hanging out in different districts. And so far, man, not many people are opening their doors to me. I don't know why.
I think it's because the llama's all around. They're kind of like hiding here. So yeah, right there. Oh. Okay, well, while Buffalo tries to find the llama, we will get into the episode preview here, guys. We have a pretty packed episode. Not much breaking news. Happened over the weekend. Obviously, we're going to get to the lads section first. If you're here and this is your first time, this is Layer 1 Live. We're breaking down all the cryptocurrency news from around the industry. We're talking quick news, we're talking DeFi, we're talking NFTs, and we're talking social tokens. Although today, not much social token news, so we're actually going to skip that section. But if you are here after the episode is live, all the timestamps are in the description. You can kind of click into your favorite stories and things like that. If you're listening on audio, I don't do this very often, but shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome, carrying the episode since the beginning. I really appreciate you guys at home listening on audio. So this is kind of the breaking news. We had Chainlink kind of hit all-time highs there, as well as Ethereum. We're going to talk DeFi. Maybe DeFi is a little bit overbought. We'll kind of check that out. Based on the markets right now, let's refresh here. Ethereum sitting around 1,400. Bitcoin sitting around that 3,300 mark, or 33,000 mark. Geez. Hopefully it's not at 3,300. But we have some other quick news. We got Coinbase again in the news. We've got DApp Radar coming out with the blockchain gaming kind of blog post, if you will, kind of a recap of 2020. Bitcoin ETF. Another Bitcoin ETF is making its way into the FCC applications. Jim Cramer telling people on CNBC that they should be buying Bitcoin if they hit the lotto. So if you do hit the lotto, 5% into Bitcoin, that's what Jim Cramer says. And then we got DeFi as well as NFTs. BadgerDAO, Kyber Network, and then NFTs, when is there not literally every Layer 1 Live, every NFT live, we're talking about a new breaking sale. So a lot of stuff to talk about. I see some Flow comments as well. We will get to Flow, but shout out to everyone as we get started for this week. Woo! That was it.
There it is. That's the rundown right there. No need to go through everything. You guys got it all right. Take notes. We got a hell of a show here. Let's get right to it. What happened this weekend? There was an event that hasn't happened before in Lad City. And XWow brought us a poker night. And it was something that, it's hard to call it a poker night. For me, it was a poker afternoon that lasted about 10 minutes because the old Buffalo here forgot how to play Texas Hold'em. And I think I was like the fifth person out. But there was, I think we had 37 participants. And the final three that made it to the table, we had Sir Dan taking the #1 spot. Poker Fan 550 took second place. and Bullseye North took third place. So shout out to those top lads for knowing when to hold them and knowing when to fold them. I started the event with pocket aces. I was like, oh yeah, this is it. And I lost half my stack on the first hand. So this Buffalo won my day. But
there was a bunch.
I look forward to another one.
Yeah, there were a bunch of rewards that got given out. Let me see if I can't get to those really quick. But so you were out. I know Fishy, you were talking about, had a rough time of it. We had a couple guys kind of go out early. But what was the general vibe of poker night there, man?
It was awesome. I feel like we definitely should continue that as much as possible. Maybe have different rounds. I know I was under the impression that I had a couple more rounds. So if I lost the first round, maybe I can get in on another one. But once I went all in and lost my hand, I was out. And it was very competitive. It was very fun. The final table, everybody was in a Discord chat and just chatting away. And I thought it was really cool that I could see down the road having some announcers for that final table, because it gets pretty exciting as you see the mind games going on between fellow lads. So poker night, definitely get in on it, you guys. It's going to be a reoccurring thing. Shout out to XPlow for making that happen, and all the awesome contributors who donated NFTs to that pot. So thank you guys.
Yeah, I'm going to try to pull this up here real quick, but we did have a lot of projects donate NFTs, and then afterwards we had a lot of guys opening some packs that they received. So you can kind of see here in the Discord, this is our gaming district that this conversation's happening in, but the winners actually took home NFTs, right? And there were different NFTs given away throughout the whole time that with poker night was going on. But you can see Bullseye pulled a rare card. There's these different NFTs that people got based on taking part in this poker night. So again, shout out to XPlow. I think we had some lads themed NFTs too. That was really cool. So I'll give a quick shout out to Llama, who was the donkey of lads poker night. Yeah, there he is. Did you finally catch him? God, he is quick.
I can hear him sneaking up on me, but then he disappeared.
So what is the donkey of poker night? What is that even? I'm out of
Well, there's another word for donkey. I believe it's ass. And essentially, yeah, it's you're the donkey of the you're the donkey of the round if you got that one.
I see.
I thought I would get that one the way I played. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we had those lads themed poker nights. We had those NFTs as well. Let me see if I can't go into poker.lads and see all the different NFTs that we had. So there was a final table NFT, I think, given out. If Atomic Hub doesn't get to me here. So it looks like there's...
I was saying bad play is rewarded. So essentially the donkey is bad play.
Ooh, look at the detail here. There's even you can even kind of see the lad's token there on the card. So a lot of cool things. Let me see if I can't get to one more, and then we'll move on to the rest of the week. But again, shout out to XPlow. These are the things that we're kind of releasing over the coming months here. Right? This was the first time we did poker night. We're already doing game night. There's a couple other things happening that we can't really get to right now, but we are going to get that announcement out in the next couple days. So there were some other ones that NFTs here, but shout out to everyone that took part in that. Speaking of events, we're going to get to the next one here. We have game night. So we took a week off of game night. Prodigy was on vacation, but we're going to have another game night this week. I think Among Us has been thrown around, but expect to see that poll in Lad City in our Discord when Prodigy gets to that, so that we can have our game night. That's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern every Friday. So shout out to Prodigy hosting that event, man.
I'm loving it every day of the week. Now it feels like we're having an event through Lad City and moving into the weekends now. So, I mean, it's only the first month of the year, and I feel like these next couple months we're really going to start dialing some events, bring on some new shows. We got some premieres I can't wait to talk to you about, but we can't just mention them just yet. But they're right around the corner. Look forward to hanging out the rest of the week with us, guys, because we will announce some big announcements, especially on NFT Live on Wednesday. So a lot of good stuff coming around the corner.
Yeah, speaking of around the corner, we're talking about a lot of events. So we have game night on Friday, but we have something tomorrow, actually, that one of the lads is hosting. What are we doing tomorrow, man?
Well, we had a special event in December. We had a talking stick fire ceremony hosted by the Mystic Man, Crypto Mystic, out of Norway. He came into Lad City. He set up what we have as a sacred fire. And essentially, it's kind of like Lads Radio, where you have one person talking, myself, and everyone muted. But instead of music being played, one person has the mic. They can talk about whatever they want, whether it be crypto, whether it be how life is treating them, whether it be their favorite sports team just making them sad over the weekend, whatever it is, you just let it out, man. Look at it as a group kind of therapy session, or just get to know your fellow lads. And we had a pretty good show up the first time. A lot of people were hesitant. I think we only had about 7 or 8 people to actually talk. But looking forward to this next one tomorrow with Crypto Mystic. It'll be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll be there with him to help kind of facilitate and get the show started. But just think of it as you're just hanging around a campfire, with a lot of fellow lads in Lad City, and we're just chatting and talking, and it could last for an hour, it could last for 3 or 4 hours. And what was really nice about the first talking stick ceremony that we did in December was when it was all done, we snuck in a little bit of music. So we played 2 to 3 songs. People were dropping really cool fire gifs and memes. And then even though there wasn't an actual fire right in front of me, it really felt like I was hanging around a fire with other lads. So I'm looking forward to doing that again tomorrow here in Lad City Discord, and look forward to that being in a metaverse this year at some point down the road. So, man, I'm really excited for that.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I took part in that last fireside chat. So shout out to Ari. He could do his own ASMR channel and just kind of wistfully talk you to sleep, basically, man. He's got that voice. He's got those ideas where, you just kind of get lost in what he's saying almost, because you really vibe with what he's going with. So that's happening tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then we also have a Lads Radio sometime on Thursday. What?
That's right, Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday we've got NFT Live, but unfortunately Microsoft decided to schedule me in the mornings and the evening on Wednesday, so I'm going to take Lads Radio and I'm put it on Thursday. There might be something going on right afterwards. We'll let you guys know as the week unfolds. But for now, Lads Radio special edition on Thursday, and it should be around the regular time of around 2 p.m. As we get more information this week, I will let you guys know, but that could be a premiere episode. So look at it as almost like a pre-funk party to something magical happening right afterwards. So stay tuned.
A lot of things we can't say event-wise.
You know how bad I want to say this too. Well, we can't.
Awesome. Okay, we got 57 of you guys in the house, so appreciate you guys showing up early. Layer 1 Live, llamas, ladies. No, we have lads, but some ladies as well. So shout out to everybody that's in here early. Shout out to Ari. Shout out to Easy. This is all happening right now. Getting that energy. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling it bubble up inside of me again. Again, guys, we are covering the crypto news for this week. So that was pretty much it for the lads portion of this episode. So thank you guys for stopping by here. All-time high is going to be 108 today. We got so close last week. We hit 99 last week. We almost hit 100. I know a couple of the guys were wanting me to drop those links. You gotta hit the all-time high. You gotta hit the all-time high. I can't, ease up maybe here or there, but let's hit the all-time high today, 108. Get the word out. Please leave a like. Please leave a subscribe. It does help the channel. We're doing a lot of cool things at Lads with everything that's going on. As you guys can see from the past 10 minutes, we kind of just we're throwing out all the events that were happening around the community. So definitely some good stuff, but without further ado, I think, Buff, hit some comments while I get this started and I get some social media out, but that's pretty much it, man.
Sure. Yeah, shout out to Crypto Mystic. Mystic Man is in the house right now, giving us some love. He's getting ready. He's getting the coals. He's getting the kindling ready for tomorrow's Talking Stick Fire Ceremony in Lad City. Shout out to my boy out of Norway. I know he's very excited for this. We'll be chatting later on today, bud, to get everything dialed in. And shout out to Asmodi and Choina and Pinochle. I'm seeing a lot of Canwolf. We got XPlow. We've got a lot of awesome lads in here. And if you are new, if this is your first time ever coming across us, you're like, what is lads? What is this guy talking about? What's a llama? Well, you should know what a llama is. It's a really awesome animal. But honestly, what we've got going on here is the Lads Crypto Network, and you're watching a show that's hosted on the Lads Crypto Network called Layer 1 Live. And we have shows throughout the week that are crypto related. This show essentially covers the broad spectrum of crypto. Wednesday, we have NFT Live, which is dedicated to NFT coverage. And then Friday, we have another episode of Layer 1 Live. So throughout the week, we have those dedicated shows. We also have Lads Radio, which is a radio show telling you all about crypto. I'm playing music, doing interviews, handing out Lads tokens. What's a Lads token, you ask? Well, Lads token is the token that supports the whole Lads crypto community. So if you're new here, we have a lot of shows throughout the week that we do crypto related. We also have a community forming, and we also have a city that we're building called Lad City. I know, this is a lot to handle. So if you're new here and you're sitting here with your jaw on the floor and you're like, what in God's name is this buffalo talking about? Just come on over to our Discord. Yeah. We'll drop the link here in the comments section. Get you on in here. The best way that I like to describe this to new people is, if you had a solo journey in crypto, you've really been studying on your own, now's the time to come in and start a crypto family with us, man. Come on in here. We've got a lot of friends and people in all spectrums of crypto that can really help you learning about investing, just understanding the mechanics of a lot of stuff. This is where it's at. If you've had a lonely journey like myself, come on in here and hang out with the new group and grow together. So there's Lad City in a nutshell.
Awesome, man. I think you broke that down really well. Buffalo always does a great job. Before the llama comes back and kind of scares you out of this episode, I'm going to go ahead and start. We've got breaking news. Like I said, Chainlink, Ethereum hitting all-time highs. We got that kind of feeling in the market right now. I don't know if you guys want to leave some comments in the chat. Let me know what you think. But right now, it's really feeling a little euphoric for a lot of different altcoins, a lot of different Ethereum holders. I mean, Aave itself, Synthetics, a lot of these DeFi blue chips are doing fairly well. So it looks like, I mean, you might, again, not investment advice, nothing that we say in the remainder of the episode is, but it's getting a little euphoric in here. I mean, when Aave's sitting around $250, it's, Synthetics I think is sitting around $15. A lot of things are happening. Chainlink obviously is doing pretty well here. So let me pull up the story for the breaking news, and we can hit the news for the week. So here we go. So Chainlink hits a new all-time high. I believe that was around $25. It's since kind of pulled back a little bit, but we still have it sitting fairly high. Obviously, Link is the token of that network, and they're really, pulling the narrative of saying, hey, we're going to be the oracle, the price oracle for the DeFi movement. We see Uniswap hitting about $12. So all of these DeFi blue chips right now are doing fairly well based on that narrative, right, of DeFi continuously kind of working out its network. We see Ethereum kind of rising on the back of usage. That's the narrative right now. Ethereum's killing it. Not many of the other, I think we saw a Polkadot run a little bit ago, but Ethereum is the news right now. The network effect is high. DeFi is continuously being built out. NFTs, although you see those on different networks happening, but all of this is surrounding DeFi. That's been the primary mover of crypto over the last 6 months.
And it's not slowing down. I mean, all-time highs with Ethereum right now. It's a really interesting year for Ethereum, right? Is to have all these people backing it. Everyone's waiting for the new update. Is 2.0 going to be able to solve the scaling issues, the gas issues? I guess this year, it's really Ethereum's year to either take it to the next level or fall apart. I mean, honestly, I see it, doing the first, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up the Ethereum chart now while Mike Scott says, I am euphoric. Obvious, and I think that. Bruno is saying, I think it's time to take profits. So there's a lot of different thoughts around the market right now. Some people think we're just getting started. Some people think this is probably the time to take profits. I probably lean on the latter. If you've been in the space for a little while, if you've been in since 2017, one of the worst things you can do is have those unrealized gains, right? Where you're seeing your portfolio hit all-time highs. And I've done this. I've been there of watching it go parabolic and then not selling and then seeing it fall right back down. So you always got to keep that in mind. Hear it from me first. If you haven't gone through this market and you're new and this is your first time going through a bull run, make sure that you're taking profits. Again, not investment advice whatsoever. Let's take a look at Ethereum real quick. And I could probably take a look at Ethereum BTC because that's what everyone's concerned about. Again, not drawing squiggly lines for you guys today. But that's what everyone is looking at is ETH BTC, seeing where that goes. But you can see ETH sitting around 1374. Is it time to take profits? That's the question everyone is asking right now. And that goes for Link. That goes for a lot of these DeFi blue chips. Uniswap is doing really well. Sushi is doing really well. Is it time to take profits? That's the idea. And James is in the chat saying, take profits, buy Pokemon cards. Maybe that's the flow, right? Maybe it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, alts, NFTs now. Maybe NFTs are the new flow. And then from NFTs, maybe you never take it out and you're just a collector at that point.
Yeah, I can see that. That definitely, I mean, especially with mid number ones, it's really, what is your goal in this? If you're just randomly chasing your tail right now and FOMOing into all projects, I was talking to Q earlier before we started the show. I said, I still don't have a game plan for Q1, and it's already the end of January. I haven't made any investments so far this month, except for maybe a little bit of Ethereum that I moved in. But honestly, have a game plan, or else you're never going to have an exit strategy, and you're going to hold until, these kind of like pipe dreams of, hitting those 7 figures. And some of that may work if you hold it for years, but at the same time, not taking profits and watching the whole market 50% correct, you're going to be kicking yourself. So depending on where your goal was in the investment, definitely keep yourself accountable and follow through with your plan.
Yeah, and I like I'm going to be honest, when Dimitri and RT specifically have been on this channel, they're not necessarily saying that Ethereum or Bitcoin won't hit, like let me use Ethereum for an example. Ethereum won't hit 10K in the future or 5K in the future. But within that, there are a lot of trends. There are a lot of pullbacks. It's just that cycle, right? It's just that cycle. So it's kind of timing that. It's very much timing that, because although it may hit 10K in 2 years or 3 years, what you can potentially do if you time the market correctly, which is, again, super hard to do, is you can take the most efficient profits as we make it there, right? You could technically say, let me throw 10K, 50K, whatever you want to throw into Ethereum, and let me check back in 5 years, and you'll probably do okay. But if you want to be a little bit more active, you have the opportunity to, when we get in this bullish FOMO area, to potentially kind of cash out and then get back in a little bit lower.
Yeah. There's like a great quote. I don't know if Buffett said it, where it was like, stock market investing, its profits are taken by those who have patience, taken from people who are impatient. So it's essentially, it's a waiting game, like Mike Scott just said.
Yeah. I think the best advice I heard is about capital preservation, right? Like once you have the capital, it's harder to get, what's the word? It's easier to lose that than it is to gain more, right? It's easy. So you need to consistently think about, like, when your portfolio gets to a certain size, capital preservation is important. And that it's hard to do that. It's hard to do that, especially when you're kind of chasing the FOMO, then you miss the time to kind of cash out. But anyways, again, it looks like we have a lot of comments based on this. Bruno saying, speaking of RT, just suggested that he should change his live and join lads. I appreciate it. I think RT might be live right now, so we can definitely let's go over there. Let's
crash it right now.
Crash it. Let's see what's happening. If RT is live right now, we're gonna check him out. So not check him out. I don't know, Buffalo, fill me in. I need some filler.
Yeah, you do. I'm taking a look at the fear and greed index right now. Last month, you guys, it was 93. Right now, it's sitting around 74. So in the sense of the crypto markets, we're right on that line where there's still a little bit of greed, but there has been a pullback, as you guys have seen. And so it's kind of tough. For me right now, I feel like it could go either way. So I guess essentially where I'm at with all my projects, I'm kind of blocked in for longer terms, for years. And essentially, I'm just going to let them sit. So if the market fell down, it's not going to really hurt in the style of where I'm at. Again, I'm a value investor. Entry points, I went heavy last year as COVID when I saw all of my favorite projects be super undervalued. So you get in on those entry points like that. Yeah, there's 3 to 4x gains that I'm looking at right now that I could pull out of. But at the same time, like, I'm a long-term player on that. I don't want to lose that stack because it essentially is for years to come. So that is the thing I made up the second I did that investment, and you have to stick yourself to that. And then if there's somewhere you're saying, you know what, I'm going to put this bag in, but I would love to take that bag out as soon as I can and keep the profits in, then play that route too.
Awesome advice there. All right, so we got about 62 of you guys in the house. We're going to touch on a Bitcoin ETF. Speaking of the markets going a little bit bullish, we have some mention of the stimulus as well. Maybe a lot of that is going to lead to an upward movement. But this is what everybody's watching. I know it's hard to see because we kind of have it scrunched in there, but this is ETH BTC. This is what everyone's watching. You obviously saw that pop here. But it still has a long way to go from those 2017 all-time highs of ETH BTC. And when I say a long time to go, I mean a long time. So that's what everyone's watching when it comes to ETH. There's a lot of people talking about the flippening of ETH actually taking over Bitcoin, which, I mean, if it fulfills its narrative, there is a case to be made there. Obviously, Bitcoin's always going to be king, but there's going to be some interesting things to see with ETH. But everyone is watching this ETH BTC chart. Even though ETH hit all-time highs USDT, if we can go back on this 1 week, for ETH BTC, it has not. even got close to its all-time high in ETH BTC. So that's what people are watching. That's why you feel that FOMO in the market, and certainly the Ethereum community knows how to push a narrative. So, all right. Let's hit quick news real quick, guys, before we get to DeFi and NFTs. I've got Valkyrie Digital Assets becoming the latest company to file for a Bitcoin ETF. Why is a Bitcoin ETF important? Why hasn't it happened up to this point? Those are two completely separate questions there, but Bitcoin ETFs allow for exposure to people who don't necessarily want to hold Bitcoin, right? We talked about exposure. We talked about kind of increasing liquidity in the markets. Well, in order to get the most amount of liquidity into Bitcoin, what you want to see is it be adopted by traditional finance. I know that's kind of blasphemy in the face of a lot of people as we move more and more away from probably the way Satoshi saw it when he founded Bitcoin back in 2008. But this is what mass adoption is. If we can get a Bitcoin ETF, of which all have been declined by the SEC up to this point, it allows people to actually get exposure outside of holding Bitcoin itself. You see a lot of grayscale in the news lately, maybe the past 6 months, maybe the past year. That's because their trust allows people who don't want to actually go through the process, maybe large institutions that don't want to go through the process of doing all that. They want Grayscale to handle it. If they can invest in an ETF, in a Bitcoin ETF, they will do so, and that will be outside the premiums of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and that will lead to more exposure, more volume, more money coming in to the cryptocurrency industry.
Yeah, it's that next wave of adoption. It's definitely something where you're waiting for people that are kind of, this isn't legit yet, until they start seeing ETFs and they're going, okay, now I can go in.
Yeah. And for the most part, I think that narrative has completely been filled, right? Like most of, I would say, Wall Street right now, you would be an idiot on Wall Street, or at least you're thinking too hard if you're trying to make like the bear case for Bitcoin itself. Maybe the overall crypto markets, Ethereum, all these different things. But I think it's changed from rat poison to being acceptable on Wall Street, at least. So let me read from this article really quick. It says, the advantage of a Bitcoin ETF for investors would be that it could be invested in from a tax-sheltered account, available for retail investors as well as accredited, and would handle the custody of Bitcoin on behalf of those investors. It could be cheaper than current publicly traded products like Grayscale. Grayscale's behemoth offering that often sells shares worth far more, so they're offering that premium there. And then the last thing, the advantage of a Bitcoin ETF for the crypto economy would be that it would bring in a lot of new money into the crypto markets. So good stuff from Decrypt here. We'll see if everything up to this point ETF-wise has been shot down, but you wonder if the new administration, you wonder if time kind of is allowing this to maybe one day kind of take precedent, and we'll see a Bitcoin ETF be approved by the SEC.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. You nailed it right there, right? The stock market, traditional investors, they know all about this now. It's just kind of building the structure.
Interesting. So happy Indian Republic Day. I'm not.
And it's Australia Day. So these
are
very interesting days today.
Whoa.
Wait, is that today or tomorrow? I think that's tomorrow for Australia Day. Depending on where you're at, it might be Australia Day.
Shout out to Happy Republic Day. I'm not sure on the historical reference and meaning of Happy Republic Day. I'm sure that means some type of independence from England, like half of the world. But that's basically what's happening today. Wow, Layer 1 Live on Republic Day. What a combination.
And Australia Day. Well done.
Yeah, love our Australia.
I didn't even know about either of those days. I'm a true American.
Yeah, true. What? Something happens outside this?
Yeah, what's going on out there?
All right, so I got 71 of you guys in the house watching us do the worst American Southern accents that you could possibly imagine. So definitely some good stuff happening on Layer 1 Live. I've got Coinbase. Coinbase has made its way onto the channel many, many times over the past week as they prepare for the IPO. Obviously, they acquired Bison Trails over the past month, so they're doing a lot of interesting things, and it looks like there's going to be a secondary market before the IPO is set up for employees as well as vested shareholders to sell the stock ahead of this IPO. So, there's not much to the story other than that happening. So, ahead of its upcoming IPO, Coinbase has said it's holding a secondary market for private stock on NASDAQ. And that's according to these reports. Current and former employees, among other shareholders, will be able to sell their shares. And it looks like this is a common practice before the IPO to actually allow team members, early angel investors to cash out prior to the IPO, where we see a lot of retail investors get wrecked. So, we'll see exactly how this goes. I'm not too familiar with these secondary market offerings though, to private markets, but it sounds like a little bit of a bad news for retail investors, if I'm being honest. So I think it's going to allow people who weren't angel investors to actually kind of access this in some type of, as Mike Scott is saying, a pre-IPO.
Mm-hmm. Now, does that allow individual investors like ourselves to participate, or do you have to be accredited? Or
Buffalo, what do you? What do you think? No. Okay. No, I love it too. But I'm saying, what do you think the answer to your question is? Do you think they'll allow?
No, man. And the rich get richer, and the poor like, hey, can I play? No, you stay down below.
Sir, please, can I play? It's like, no, absolutely.
I love Coinbase. No, you're not rich enough to get richer.
Exactly. Well, maybe in Lad City we can make that change, right?
That's right.
All right, here we go. Okay, so that's happening. The rich are getting richer at Coinbase. That's par for the course. Coinbase is looking more and more like a traditional banking service every day. So we got blockchain gaming from DApp Radar. So this is a report on the recap of 2020. A lot of really cool information here. It looks like key data points to take away though are basically everything from NFTs, gaming, anything that has to do with those two specific industries popped off in 2020. Now it's still from a amount traded, amount locked, amount in the industry is dwarfed by DeFi, but we saw a lot of good growth. So I'm going to read from the key data points here. We've got daily activity across blockchain games grew 35% during 2020 to around 28,000 daily active user wallets, and then trading volume across blockchain games during 2020 rose 191%. Daily activity across NFT marketplaces 226%, and volume in those NFT marketplaces rose 785,000. So that, for us that have been in the industry, we knew it was going to come at some point. You kind of have that light bulb moment of saying, okay, this makes sense. When is everyone else going to figure it out? And that's where we're at, where we saw 2020 as kind of the step up of saying, okay, maybe 2021 is the year of the NFT. I don't think gaming is quite there yet. When we're planning the Lads gaming events, we're like, what games are we going to play? Like, there's no setup for games right now, and I think it's going to be a couple years, but definitely year of the NFT, 2021, baby.
Yeah, I feel like this year there will definitely be some games that are going to attract a lot of crypto enthusiasts and gaming enthusiasts. The merger will be complete, the trifecta of bringing Lads into that, and boom. There we go, 2021.
Absolutely. And if you think social tokens are not involved in that, you are going to be wrong, because those are very connected to each other. So if we go through this a little bit more, there's some good tidbits of information. You can kind of see the growth on a per product basis. So we see Axie Infinity up 810, Upland up 516%, Splinterlands doing a ton of daily active user on that chart here, as we can see. EOS was super popular. I think that had a lot to do with Upland, if I'm not mistaken. Prospectors was a really popular platform. So Upland's doing well. We know a lot about Axie, and then we can see some different things in here as we go down the list. Let me see if I can't get to it. I know there was a couple other things happening. So I'm going to take you through this summary. A lot of it has to do with the amount raised. So this was kind of their conclusion paragraph. It said, in conclusion, best to consider 2020 as a year in which the foundations of blockchain gaming were reinforced. Notable raises include $70 million invested into blockchain gaming companies during 2020, including $11 million for Dapper Labs, for Flow, which brings its total to $68 million. $8 million for So Rare, a fantasy soccer game. Sandbox and Axie raising $4 million each, and F1 Delta Time generating $2 million. F1 Delta and Sandbox generating $2 million. So, year DeFi, I think you can claim for 2020. That was easily the biggest thing for crypto and a huge catalyst for the bull market you're seeing now. But 2021, real adoption happening, NFTs. So, bada bing.
And the metaverse.
And the metaverse.
This year is going to be crazy with all that. Interesting, when I was looking down on this, Upland. I didn't know that Upland Llama is involved in Upland. Did you know that?
There's a llama. Dude, I'm telling.
I swear.
If you look over your left shoulder, I think he's popping up there every time, and he's just left shoulder.
I just see the rest of Flat City, bro.
I got you.
I don't know where Llama's at.
I got you, man. So we got some comments here. Choin is saying, I'm actually in Upland right now. I haven't been using Upland. You were asking me about that prior to the show. And then Crypto Mystic's actually talking about Vulcanverse, man.
Vulcanverse, the land that sold at $85 a parcel, and I think the minimum right around now is $300 a parcel. It's sold out within a couple days. It is the only metaverse on the VeChain network. And the Buffalo will be doing an in-depth report soon where I'm going to reach out to Jamie, the CEO, and really see what has been cracking since the last time I chatted with him in early September when the land sale happened. A lot has been going on that end, and it definitely looks like a metaverse. If you are into the medieval like fantasy realm, that world is emerging. And right now they're having, I think they had 30 to 50 people in the first little testing, and now they're bringing up 300 users. There's some great videos on YouTube of people really just working on the land and like terraforming it and doing a lot of fun stuff with that. So shout out to the Vulcanverse. Look forward to doing some more coverage on you guys.
Absolutely, man. So we'll see that as we go forward. Obviously, again, I think we had some comments in there talking about the year of the NFT, and I think that we could definitely look forward to that. So we have got the last piece of quick news here. Jim Cramer, my man Mad Money, is talking about Bitcoin on CNBC. So Jim Cramer is telling 731 Powerball winner, anonymous Powerball winner, good for them, to put 5% into Bitcoin. So he's on record now saying, you know what, if you won the lottery, yes, I'm going to say put 5% into Bitcoin. His investment advice, of course, came with a few caveats. Don't buy all the Bitcoin at once. Don't buy it on the weekend, which is an interesting take. I haven't looked at the data of crypto on the weekend, but maybe it gets a lot more volatile because the traditional markets are closed. He went on to say Bitcoin is an important new store of value. So, like we talked about earlier in the episode, making its way into traditional finance.
It should be more like 25%. That's just mine. 5%.
Yeah, just a cool like 100 mil. Yeah. Just a cool 200 mil. It's fine.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to that person, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay. That is the quick news. I don't know, Buff, if you want to hit some of these comments. We
got 76 in the chat right now. I'm feeling like all-time highs are coming today. We'll hang on until that happens. Friday, you guys, let's give a shout out to Q for Friday running it solo. I was stuck on a boring stream with Microsoft. I remember watching it. He came so close to hitting 100. Not gonna lie, I reached over to a laptop and logged on. I tried to get so close to 100 for you to show you some love. And dude, you were on fire last week. I definitely see you just coming in your own here with the show. And you guys got a little secret here. We have been working on a whole new layout for Layer 1, along with the Revamp for NFT Live. And that is coming very, very soon. So look at a whole new show layout here coming around the mountain.
Coming around the mountain. Okay, yeah, I appreciate you guys. I mean, those episodes are only as good as the comments in the comment section, man. Like if the episode's dead from a comment perspective, it just feels different, you know? Whereas if you have the lads kind of coming through, if you guys are coming through with the comments, it really energizes the whole episode. So appreciate you guys taking me through that Friday. I thought that was a very good episode. So, okay. Badger. Now, I don't pretend to be a DeFi Chad, okay? I'm not in there kind of looking at the yields, looking at rehypothecation, looking at all these rebases. So if you're looking for that information, I would love to get somebody in the house that could come in and just be the full-on Chad for you guys. I can only kind of give you the glance when it comes to products like Dig and products like other ones that we see when it comes to DeFi. So Dig at a glance, right? We have the BadgerDAO token. We have Badger kind of coming through with their specific DAO governance token, which I can pull up on the screen here. But then they're coming out with Dig, which is an interesting Bitcoin price pegged token, which rebases itself. Now, again, rebasing, it's a tough model to break down. Essentially, whenever you get a certain price of the Bitcoin, your supply that you own is rebasing itself. If that supply continues to go, or if that price continues to go up, the actual amount of Badger that you own goes up. If that Bitcoin price goes down, the supply goes down. So it's an interesting model. I'm sure I'm already kind of messing this up as we go forward, but let me pull up Badger, the actual governance token itself, and see how it's doing. Obviously, we had that airdrop. It did that retroactive airdrop. It looks like over the past 24 hours, Badger's up 61%. Let's see, over the 30-day period, it's up 200%. So what Badger essentially did, guys, was allow DeFi users to access their Bitcoin into DeFi. So it pretty much allows people to, either through Wrapped BTC or a variety of different pools, which I can pull up here in a second, it allows people to utilize Bitcoin into DeFi, which has primarily been ETH based. It's been primarily driven by ETH and ETH based tokens. So I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to pull up Badger itself and show you kind of what the pools are looking like at this point. And it's basically, again, a way for those individuals to utilize Bitcoin. So we have the Badger price here. This is important right here, the sets, which are basically the pools. And if you guys are super in Badger and want to kind of comment along, please do. That's the benefit of this comment section. But we see Dig, we see Badger, we see Wrapped BTC, a lot of these different pools that have these different APYs. This is essentially allowing people exposure to Bitcoin, and as well as through Dig, which is obviously has that rebase, as well as using their Wrapped BTC, for example. If you see this Wrapped BTC pool that has about 900% yearly ROI. So the rich get richer in DeFi. There's a lot of things going on, and Badger seems to be one of the better teams. I mean, from a marketing perspective, from a narrative perspective, from a uniqueness perspective of being able to use Bitcoin for DeFi yields, it checks all the boxes. And again, I don't pretend to kind of really truly understand the rebase because I'm not in Algorand. I'm not in a lot of these rebase DSD tokens and things like that. But I understand the idea of being able to use Bitcoin and allowing people that want to wrap their BTC and put it on Ethereum, then being able to utilize that for a lot of different gains.
DeFi is something, man, I really need to look a lot into more. Like Fishy and Llama have been talking about Dig and Badger and Kebabs, and I've got some research to do on this because it's, for me, I'm not gonna lie, when it seems like just easy money. Well, you'll make money on top of money here. It's got that MLM kind of feel where if you're late to the party, you might get stuck on a rug pull, and there's situations in other projects we've seen that happen before. So for me, I'm very cautious. I want to do a lot of research, but shout out to Fishy and Llama for bringing this project up to us and kind of showing us what they've been into.
Yeah, we had an interesting DeFi discussion last night. I'm going to get to some of the comments here in a second. There is an element to MLMs here, right? There is an element of saying we are kind of accumulating capital here to form around a DAO and then use that DAO to create even more financial products. That's DeFi in a nutshell. To be honest, like, they're creating products. It doesn't look like your standard crypto project, right? They're creating financial products behind the scenes of traditional finance. This is probably a lot what it looks like, creating different yields, using different products. We saw what happened in 2008 when the financial services, industry and Wall Street used these different packaging of different services, kind of like what you see in some DeFi yields, where it's just like shit piled on this, wrap this, all these different pools, and you see what happens in those scenarios. So you do definitely have to find the teams that you believe will continue and use those funds correctly. But it's a complex discussion. But if I had to break down DeFi to a noob, I would say there's capital allocation that happens via all these people kind of piling in. We see it with Wiren. When you get a lot of capital together and a portion of that goes into a pool, for example, like a DAO treasury, you can then build out different projects and continue to build out. Basically, what you get is decentralized banking. That's what DeFi allows. So,
massive returns when you get in early. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I know some of the Binance Smart Chain DeFi projects are offering a ton of different yields, but I'm going to take you guys through a little bit of this, just this post here by BadgerDAO. So I've got 5 immediate things you can do with your airdrop, and this. I think they break this down pretty simplistically. Wow, simplistically.
Nice.
Thanks, guys. I'm here all day. Stake and dig vault for 100% auto compounding dig rewards. Rebase happens in the vault. So again, they're talking about rebases. Your claimable dig will increase for when you withdraw. You receive a vault share token BDIG. And again, this is where the multi-level structures kind of come in. And I don't mean to like put it that way, but you can then use BDIG in another way. So providing liquidity in the form of wrapped BTC and dig on Uniswap. I think that's the most immediate example for people who maybe aren't familiar with these products. Basically, take wrapped BTC, take dig, and you can gain exposure to yield from your Bitcoin on Uniswap or SushiSwap, and stake in dig LP vaults to earn dig rewards. This is interesting. Prepare for meme NFT farming using BDIG. So you can use the staked or the tokens you get from staking dig, BDIG. Within the next few weeks, holders of BDIG will be able to stake that token to mint NFTs. So looks like that might happen on the meme platform. And then there's a couple other things. So Bruno's saying it correctly. It's a game of chairs. And if you get stuck at the top of one of these kind of like schemes, because a lot of good things happen through these products and these services, but if you're providing the last bit of liquidity into the top of BadgerDAO, then you kind of get rugged, right? So it depends on when you get in. So
exactly.
Yeah. I would love to have a DeFi expert on the channel, though, because I know a lot of what we just laid out is super surface level. I'd love for somebody to come on the channel and really break down these different kind of products. But that BadgerDAO treasury right there, you see tokenomics, 40% BadgerDAO treasury. That's what it's all about. If you can get enough people in that want, through either branding, marketing, narrative. Let's see, yield is obviously important. If you have all the narrative stuff and then the yield's not good, no one's going to kind of ape in there. But if you can put all of these things together and you start to create a treasury, you can do a very like Wi-Fi-esque movement where you're creating decentralized financial products. So,
yeah.
Boom.
Boom. There it is.
Okay. All right, so we've got Kyber 3.0 here. This is a behemoth of an article, so please go in the description and check it out because I'm not going to have time to break this down. But basically, Kyber is looking to create a multiple DeFi protocols. So instead of having a single protocol that's home to a little bit of, DeFi applications, they're looking to build out multiple different protocols. They're trying to create, right here, as you can see, Kyber DMM, DeFi's first automated dynamic market maker. What you have to know about this article is essentially what they're trying to do is be home to more DeFi applications and be a home also to DeFi protocols. So with that, they can upgrade different market makers. So we see Uniswap, we see SushiSwap. There's going to be a ton of different upgrades to these current models, right? We've seen the one-sided pools now where you don't have to, put both tokens in. You can actually supply to one and either side and get exposure to only one of those assets. We see impermanent loss reduction on a lot of these things. So everybody knows about Uniswap and SushiSwap and the impermanent loss that happens when you put into a pool. All of these different networks, all of these different smart minds in DeFi, all they're really trying to do is upgrade this to make it easier for people to supply liquidity and bring that liquidity into the fold, into DeFi. So again, like this is an absolute like long ass read, so I'm not going to go through it, but you can see a wide range of options for liquidity provision, flexible gas efficient taker options, driving innovation with new liquidity protocols. Again, the dynamic market maker. So I can read off this real quick. Kyber will be launching DeFi's first automated DMM, which is also the first new liquidity protocol added to the network and is accessible to anyone, including retail LPs and token teams. The new Kyber DMM addresses two of the most critical problems in automated markets, including Uniswap and SushiSwap: capital inefficiency and impermanent loss. So that's the idea. You can kind of go into this article and see what exactly they mean about improving capital and efficiency. Obviously, impermanent loss is pretty self-explanatory. So the last thing I'll say here, based on this article, it looks like Kyber's DMM's programmable pricing curves allow liquidity pool creators to customize the pricing curve and set the capital amplification factor of the pool in advance. What does that mean? That's incredibly a complex way to put. They can more accurately control the price of the token that they're providing liquidity for. So it's an absolute like rabbit hole. Some of the smartest people in the world are in DeFi right now. It's a real big mixture of tech as well as finance. So if you want me and Buffalo to sit down with you and break this down word by word, I'm sorry. So we provided you the information there in the description. Go check it out. Again, the last thing right there, increases LP profits and mitigates impermanent loss. So this is just an improvement on the automated market kind of creation that we saw with Uniswap and then SushiSwap obviously forking that.
It's crazy with the DeFi protocols and all the different networks, and they look at each other and they go, oh, wait, that person just announced last week that upgrade, so now we need to add that to ours to compete, plus we need to add this next layer, and it's just a crazy competition right now to see who's going to be the number one. It's amazing because with Kyber, I mean, I was looking into it last summer, and wow, I mean, they just keep on moving in the sense where they're spider webbing to just more layers and more protocols on top of it to really be a huge network. So it's crazy.
Yeah, the Kyber token's doing pretty well. We've seen it grow, I believe, 30 days up 60%. On the course of the year, 400%. That's not outside the realm of a lot of these blue chips, though. So if you know, attaching DeFi to your token, you're going to probably do well in this market if you can kind of attach yourself to that narrative and ride it. So that's not necessarily anything good or bad about what Kyber's doing. That's just kind of the market we're in right now. Let's see. I think they break down the impermanent loss thing here. So Kyber DMM watches the volume happening on chain and adjusts his fees. In a normal market, the DMM will behave like other AMMs. In a market where volume is higher than usual, the DMM will increase the fees in periods of low volume, the DMM will reduce the fees. This is a similar strategy undertaken by professional market makers to maximize returns. So more efficient pools, more efficient decentralized exchanges. That's everything that is good about DeFi. And I think there's some upgrades to the KNC token as well. So I'm sure they will see some increased exposure, some increased marketing around all of these things that are happening within Kyber. So, listen, when I put that story in there, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get through this one. Yeah. So, we got through it, everybody.
Well done, sir. Proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. NFTs. I got a dump. Can you get I got an adrenaline dump there, not a real dump.
It's like, all right. See ya. Have fun with that
one. So again, can you hit the comments while I get NFTs ready?
Of course I can. There's been some great comments going on in here. Mike Scott saying stick to the blue chips. And then of course, like you were talking about, Bruno saying it's a game of chairs with a lot of these projects. And then Easy Crypto says on fire. Now I don't know if he means the game of chairs with the chairs are on fire, if that's what it seems like with a lot of these DeFi projects. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting lately, where they are on fire. You can sit on it, but you might get burned. I'm loving these. We really got some just awesome energy in here right now. We were at 84, I think is what we hit. We're at 77 right now, 78 as it's climbing. So I feel like we're going to hit the all-time high here right as we get into NFTs. This is the big project now that our big segment here to talk about. But shout out to Orlando and a lot of these awesome lads that are showing up.
That's a hell of a quote from Orlando there. Like they say, never give a sharp sword to a person who can't dance. That's DeFi.
That's DeFi.
Yeah. I kind of like that. I will use that, sir.
I kind of want to see that.
Xplow saying more long-winded articles, then we'll hit 90. Okay.
Yes.
I will make that happen for you,
That's
sir.
Smart logic.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, guys. Appreciate the comments. We are in the last section. That is the NFT section for you guys. So thank you guys for staying till the end. Again, all-time high is going to be 108. If we hit that, we get double rewards, lads rewards on the day. So we appreciate you guys sticking up till the end. Leave your comments for NFTs, and we are going to get started. So this is the way we're going to start it. I know we have some CryptoPunk discussion here in the chat. I want to start it with BloctoSwap. I want to start it with Flow. Everyone's been waiting for Flow. We knew that there was going to be this decentralized exchange, which through this process, you could question whether this is some like, I think their narrative was, we are the Uniswap of Flow. It seems more centralized than we initially thought. BloctoSwap was set to launch on Friday. I believe it was Friday. Let's see. Yes, so Friday. So I actually jumped the gun. I said, hey, BloctoSwap's launching tomorrow. Can't wait. It's going to be Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard. And it was on Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard, which is fine, right? I just look like an ass. It happens. Then Friday rolls around. And the Telegram for these launches is probably the most toxic place that ever existed. As Mike Scott hits us with $20, my man.
My man.
Thank you, Mike Scott, for the $20. We appreciate that, man. You've been there since the beginning. Thank you so much for that donation. We appreciate you sticking by us. So back to BloctoSwap. They were planning on launching 10 a.m. Eastern Standard. Again, that Telegram got toxic because basically what happened was they couldn't handle the load, and then they decided, hey, we're going to postpone this for another 24 hours. They locked deposits, I believe, so people I don't think could withdraw for that 24 hours. So a lot of people were getting into USDT to buy Flow on the BloctoSwap app. That USDT was locked for that 24 hours. So here we go. Flow is set to launch. We want to see where it's trading at. Everyone's been excited. NBA TopShot's absolutely killing it, and BloctoSwap pushes their launch 24 hours. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard on Saturday. Here we are. Let's set to launch. We waited 24 hours. We're seeing what's going on, and it stops again. And they don't launch, and they pull a big goof, and they can't launch. And basically, this is the announcement we got from the team. And I'll pull it up here so that you guys can see it. But they're indefinitely postponing the launch of Flow on BloctoSwap. You can see their tweets here. I've got hi Flow and Blocto community members. We want to sincerely apologize for the delay of BloctoSwap launch. We know many of you are really looking forward to the launch and have allocated your precious time. To show our gratitude, we would like to send 100 locked Flow tokens to all users outside of North America, because Americans can't have fun in crypto, who successfully teleported their funds to the BloctoSwap contract on Flow. Your tokens will be delivered to your Blocto wallet. We are strong believers in the Flow ecosystem, and we can contribute as the Blocto team. We are here for the long run like all of you. So the Telegram got locked. There were a lot of, it was just toxic, okay? You never want to be in those environments because goddamn, that is my worst nightmare as a team member. Like, to be in that environment is not a good thing. Thank you, Paul, thanks for the 99 cents. That's almost kind of disrespectful.
Take my eyes, but not the shirt.
No, I'm joking. Paul, you're awesome.
Blocto.
Fishy is awesome. 99 cents for Blocto. Thank you so much. But that was the deal, right? So we had BloctoSwap set to launch. Everyone was excited for Flow, and then they completely botched this launch. The servers couldn't handle it, or they just couldn't handle the input of users into this app. Whatever happened, they fucked it up. And whether this goes back onto the Flow team itself, I don't think so. I think a lot of people are saying, hey, look, this is Blocto. This has nothing to do with Flow. But Flow, I'm sure Flow in some form or fashion chose these guys, or at least decided to say, hey, we're going to allow you to partner with us, or quote unquote, in some way they're attached. I don't think it's going to be that big of a if any, black eye, but it's not good. It's not good for Flow to have this happen. So it's primarily on Blocto, but that was an interesting discussion, and we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait for Binance. We'll have to wait for Blocto to announce a time. 72 hours in advance, I believe, is what they're going to give us. And then we're going to wait for Binance. We're going to wait for Coinbase, all of which have taken an investment in Flow, I believe.
Fishy's got a great comment. They should just launch Flow on Lads. I mean, it just makes sense.
Launch Flow on Lads?
That's what he said.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I like it.
All right. Sounds good. So we got XPlow. It says, is it really due to overload? Is it false hype or can it be verified? 100%. And Overman's coming in saying 100% overload. Crypto Fanatic coming into the house saying, it's evening all. My first time here with you all. So shout out to our man.
Thank you, lads.
Crypto Fanatic. Again, we're Layer 1 Live. We're bringing you the latest, the hottest, the best crypto news from around the industries. We're in NFTs right now, specifically in Flow. So that's where we're at. Did you have any thoughts on the BloctoSwap botched launch?
I was really interested because we started a channel in Lad City Discord to get everybody kind of in the loop on it. The information I had about it was going to be a sale from the 15th through the 22nd. And then you didn't hear anything once the 15th came around. And then all of a sudden it said, okay, well, I guess it's going to be on the 22nd. And then it got postponed. Whenever you don't get information on something and you're trying to go heavy on it, or at least place the position, usually for me, I back up. So that's what I did. I backed up and was like, if I can't get information from Flow itself, or enough information on how this is going to go down, I'm not just going to FOMO in. I'm just going to take a step back and see how the initial kind of sale goes in that sense, and it didn't even happen. So taking a step back in this case was nice, not to stress over it. But yeah, I'm curious to see when it finally does open. I feel like there is a rumbling, definitely in crypto right now in the NFT space. People want to get in on Flow, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think it's important to point out that because of the way it's launching on BloctoSwap on a decentralized exchange, Flow can't necessarily say anything about it. So for those of you guys out there who are kind of waiting for that, I don't think it's going to come from Blocto, right? If it launches on Coinbase, Flow is going to go balls to the wall with talking about it. But this decentralized exchange launch, that is going to be not a peep from the Flow, I would say. Last thing on Flow here, NBA TopShot. This is what adoption looks like, by the way. If you don't know, I would say even like 3 or 4 months ago, $12,000, $26,000 that we see here, Bitcoin Origins doing well. And I say doing well, but god damn, $6 million in 24-hour volume. That is adoption. It's happening right before our eyes.
It really is. Yep.
There's no words for what's happening right now. I mean, like I said, 3 months ago, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, we were like, ooh, that's doing pretty well. And then Flow is absolutely taking over the game. So, I think in all time, they're right under CryptoKitties, which means Flow and Dapper Labs, specifically Dapper Labs, is responsible, and it will cross CryptoKitties here in the next day, it looks like, for the top 2 grossing NFT projects of all time.
It's happening right now in the last couple months. It's just crazy.
Yep.
And I haven't participated in that one. I'm very excited for the UFC coming around the corner on Flow, and NBA TopShot. Yeah,
there's and there was a couple other comments earlier in the episode talking about specific NFTs. I think one of the Zion Williamsons that was a Mint 1 legendary went for $100K. So there's a lot of people selling a lot of different NBA moments here from NBA TopShot, and we'll see how they grow this out. The biggest thing here, Crypto Ad is saying, I hate the NBA, but wish I had TopShot. I think a lot of people agree with you. Not from like how can I say this? Not a lot of us are NBA fans. There are a lot of people, don't get me wrong, it's one of the most popular sports in the world. There are a ton of you. But from my perspective, talking to my friends, UFC, NFL, these other Premier League.
NFL, yeah.
The
Premier League, oh man.
If I was Roham, who heads up Dapper Labs, I mean, if you can get the IPs, it's cash money. The product market fit is there. We see it. You know what I'm saying? It's cash money. I would bet my house, my dog, I would bet Lad City on the fact that NFL, what would you even call it? Not NFL TopShot. What would NFL Top Pass?
Top Pass, yeah.
Something like that is going to be a slam dunk. The product market fit is there. The easiest cash money shot in the world is an NFL doing well, a UFC doing well.
And Ballas is saying WWE. I was thinking that one as well, man. Especially some of the old school wrestlers. Oh, are you kidding me? I would definitely go crazy on those. And we hit 102, by the way. We're cruising right now. We're so close.
We're going to hit all-time highs. I can feel it, guys. I can feel it. There's a lot of stuff to be excited about in this industry. Man. So I remember DCL blogger, Maddie, was actually talking about this. And he was talking about the sales of TopShot and how it's going nuts. And one of the guys who was apparently new to NFTs, I forgot his name at this point, but he was pretty much being like, I sold this for $1,000 and this is awesome. And where do you think we are in the timeline? Is this the tip off? I love how you use a basketball analogy. Is this the tip off or is it the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter? I'm like, dude, we haven't even entered the building. That's where we're at with NFTs. We're not in the first 2 minutes.
Yep.
This shit hasn't even started.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And it's nuts, man. It's nuts. So a lot of cool stuff. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff happening here. 102, we are at 102. Okay, that was BloctoSwap. That was TopShot. The last thing I'll talk about with Flow is a Vive drop. So Ben Mauro, who looks like he's a concept designer and he worked on Call of Duty Elysium, The Hobbit. It looks like he has got some work at Halo Infinite, but it looks like this is one of the first looks at the OpenSea of Flow, which is called Vive. Now, I didn't hear anything about Vive. I haven't seen any product release. I think they went for like a soft launch, and you can see that this looks like the OpenSea of Flow. I'm going to try to get to the marketplace. All of this potentially is going to be on Flow, if not already. But there's not a lot of information. You can see the artworks, but the specific one, okay, you see chain monsters, you see crypto kitties, but the specific one we're looking at, as you can see, Ben Mauro's Evolution, and you can see the card packs there, much like you would see on Wax. So interesting alpha there, interesting pieces there, and we'll continue to monitor Vive. But that was my first look at what will likely be an Atomic Hub or a OpenSea marketplace for Flow.
Yeah, not a lot of people are talking about that, so it's very interesting that it's just kind of quietly just emerging like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Flow has so many different questions, I think, that need to be answered, but everyone's super excited for it, but they're playing their cards close to the vest, that's for sure. So we had a couple comments on what's your call in ETH from here. I'm gonna comment on that here in a second. We're at 104, so we're 4 away from all-time highs. Safe to say we're gonna hit it. Safe to say we're easily going to hit all-time highs here. Okay, next piece of news. We're out of Flow now. We're out of TopShot. We're out of BloctoSwap, if we ever had it. Do you want to touch on this Commemorative Reward NFT?
I think it's amazing right now that, especially with all the liquidity pools. For me, last December was the first time I jumped into a liquidity pool supporting the LADS token, and these unique NFT rewards for liquidity providers. It's such a beautiful platform to really reward those who are putting in their money into and believing in these projects to let them merge. So, Pulling Games right now has got such a great opportunity to reward their liquidity providers, and it looks sick. I mean, we were looking at the box of it, and the background of it is like the NFT Live, kind of like Cyber Mountains and whatnot. So I think it looks dope. If I was a liquidity provider, I'd be honored to receive one of those for sure.
Cyber Mountains. I don't know.
I was trying to remember what you said it earlier. What it's actually called?
I think Synth. No, I like Cyber Mountains. I'm using that from now on.
I like it too.
All right, so sneak peek at Commemorative Reward NFTs for liquidity providers of Avagachi and PGU, which is likely I haven't used Poly and Dex, but it's likely the governance token of that platform. So cool stuff. I mean, physical NFTs, I'm all for. I think that's an untapped market. I forgot what team is actually working on with the Crypto Kitty that I have. Crypto Kaijus have always been awesome to me, but I think that's an untapped market a little bit. Okay, so B20. We had some B20 news. Some people in the comment section actually got into B20 as well. So I've got Metaverse coming out. Obviously, we covered B20. We covered Metapalooza. Easy was super into covering Metapalooza, so thank you for that coverage, man. But they had the actual sale of B20, which allowed for ownership, fractionalized ownership of these NFT collections, specifically the Beeple collection. And we had 456 wallets purchase the entire amount of 1 million keys. Now, I want to get to this because a lot of you took part in this sale and some of you got into this bundle. So now that you actually own Beeple, or at least a fraction of it, there was some interesting either bot activity or whale activity. And I would love for you guys to actually hit that in the comment section because I wasn't a part of this sale. Fractionalized ownership I think would be super interesting, but apparently they launched an immediate sale that completely sold out within seconds, and a lot of that was taken up by whale activity, and then they opened it up to a little bit more, and more people were able to get in. But if you did take part in this sale, if you were a part of Metapalooza, please let us know in the comments. That would be an awesome take from you guys who were a part of it. But what do you think, Buff?
It's interesting when you brought up the bot part of that. I didn't even think about that when you consider going in on these projects like this where you're getting a percentage of it or sharding. It's like, how many other people are truly, individuals like yourself, or is it one company kind of grabbing as many percentages as they can through bots? Or that's something I never even thought of until just now. So it's very interesting. And I definitely want to follow this project and see how it treats the investors.
So Donamo's coming through saying the first event was comical. So I'd break that down, man. I would love to hear everyone's thoughts here on the actual event at Metapalooza as well as the sale itself. Again, Buffalo didn't take part. I don't think I took part, but it looks like they were able to fractionalize this NFT piece, and I'm sure, interesting stuff, man. $360,000 valuation. I'm sure that offers a portion, not 100%. Yeah, I'm out of my domain here, so yeah, that's interesting stuff.
We were at 104. That's what I saw so far. So we are so close. You guys go knock on your neighbor's door, tell them to log on and check it out. Oh, 103. Look at that, just like that. We are so close. I can feel it.
So Easy's in the house saying it was crazy. I'm going to get to this next piece, but still, guys, please get me more comments on this B20 drop. We covered it as it was actually happening, but we didn't actually take part. So GB's saying they had to do a limit of 1,000 for the second sale, and yeah, it was crazy for the first sale. Yeah, I think they had like 3 or 4 separate people. First round was whales. I got in on second round. So good that they actually held that second round and were able to cap that at 1,000 so we can get some people in there.
For sure. What's this next story you got?
I have CryptoPunks. And so you asked me before the episode, what the fuck is happening with CryptoPunks? Yeah. And it leads to a larger conversation that I had since I believe I had DGen Spartan kind of come in as well, a prominent crypto influencer kind of come in and talk about this. A CryptoPunk, essentially a pixel art piece. Now, a rare pixel art piece. CryptoPunks essentially are even older than CryptoKitties. At least that's the narrative. Went for $762,000, which I believe for a single piece of like an NFT is the most expensive NFT purchase of all time. And it seems like everyone is kind of rushing to be the next coolest purchase, right? That's kind of happening. You kind of feel that within the NFT scene right now. It's all about price. It's like the thing that you get in bull runs where it's not about what you're building, it's about what it's going for, right? We saw that Yachty piece on Nifty Gateway, and it's like, that looks like shit, but it goes for $15,000. It's just this bull market feel, right? Everyone's just chasing the money. The money signs are everywhere. So when I see a purchase of $760,000, I just have a hard time not thinking that a lot of this stuff could be wash traded. This is my opinion, right? Like, I think that the first CryptoKitty piece was wash traded. That 100K piece back in 2017, going from one wallet to the next, and it spurred the NFT industry. It really did. It was like all over the news that this CryptoKitty, this Genesis 1 CryptoKitty, which I'm sure is worth like a million at least at this point, based on all these valuations. Why not wash trade it? So I'm going to pull up a quote, and I'll let Buffalo hit this too, but I'm going to pull up a quote by DJ Spartan here that says, would I manipulate the NFT market if I was playing in it? Absolutely. Probably even easier for me since I have so many addresses. It wouldn't even come off as wash trading. Not saying that these markets are manipulated because I've not bothered to check myself. Just saying that if I was in these markets, I would.
Yeah. It's unregulated too. I mean, this market is the wild, wild west still. And there's a lot of this that, wash trading could easily survive in this and thrive in this. And you look at these numbers, you're like, you're close to $1 million. And one person even commented there, that should be $1 million. So it's like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's subjective in the art sense of the value of the person who bought it, but still, yeah, it could be pumped right now. I definitely feel that as we were watching some of these crazy numbers for something that has no utility too.
Yeah, and we were having this kind of discussion here about like, does something need utility, right? Because if it's art, it doesn't essentially need utility. The utility is inherent, but you raised a good point. I mean, it's just it seems ridiculous, and it's unregulated, so there's not really anything surrounding it. Why not do it? That's the thing. Like, whenever you're thinking about stuff like this, you have to think about the scenarios that would take place, and why wouldn't you do it? So this comes from Flaming DAO, by the way, and there were some interesting comments at the end of the article, specifically around whether they could, I guess the word was whether they could financialize it. So, and if I had to like dumb that down, it's using this to actually make money, right? So you could actually like loan it out. You could use it for collateral. You could hang it up in a museum, and a Metaverse museum, and charge. You could fractionalize it like you see with the Beeple drop. But dude, $760,000 is a little weird.
Yeah, Mike Scott saying they're bootstrapping liquidity within their NFT space. It is brilliant, but it's also bubble-esque. I feel you on that one.
Yeah, there is that feel, right? And the thing is, I think that a lot of this stuff is happening because of the rise of Ethereum and the rise of the crypto market in general. You have all these outsized valuations because you have dumb money being thrown around. You got people with hundreds of thousands of dollars happening because you see all this capital allocation and formation within crypto itself. So I remember sitting there in 2017 and spending 2 ETH on a cat, a digital cat. And this was when ETH wasn't as high, right? But you don't make that assumption with USD as much as you do with ETH, depending on how much you actually have, right? You're more willing to spend that if you. It's a crazy bubble-esque feel. I like that. I like that kind of comment there, but it's hard to get your mind wrapped around this. But I mean, yeah.
Question: do you still have that cat? Did you take care of it?
Yeah. So the cats don't die. So you don't have to pet it or pick up its poop. So it's still there.
Aww.
It's lost its value, I'm sure. So I don't think I had any like early mint numbers or anything like that. It's just your standard 2017 cat. But yeah, I mean, NBA TopShot, you see Zion's going for 100,000. So this isn't out of the ordinary. But it's just always asking questions, and I think it's a good debate. You have people on both sides saying, yes, it's wash trading. No, it's more likely where we're going to be at in the future, and they're just getting ahead of it. And CryptoPunks has this narrative push of we are the Bitcoin of NFTs. We're the first NFTs, even before CryptoKitties.
I have never seen us come so close to all-time highs and then fall back down. We've hit 107. It's so close.
We're close, guys. We're close. All-time high is going
108.
Yeah, all-time high is going to be 108. Donamo saying ETH rich price inflation. Surely, Crypto Mystic saying the NFT of a player should give the NFT owner a share in the income generated by the player. That would be an awesome utility. I think that's the future. Stephen A. Cohen bought a stuffed shark for $12 million. Don't underestimate estimate people or prices. Yeah, I mean,
That's true.
It's true. I mean, in the world of a banana taped to a wall that goes for $1 million or whatever that went to, I get it. But it just seems like in the world of NFTs right now, there's no reason for this stuff to be valued that high other than breaking the next narrative, which is, oh shit, that's the next highest sale. That's the next highest sale. And it's not regulated. So it looks like the lads are attempting to break all-time highs here. So the thing is, oh, there it is, 109.
Hey!
Boom.
Thank you.
Do a dance.
Yes. Bring out llama.
Do a dance. We hit 109. I want an R Vibe, R Tribe in the chat. Let's go. Also, 109 of you guys in the chat. 53 likes.
One no like.
Was
that on me?
Who was it? Was it the ETH collector?
Oh.
Boom, we did it. All right, sounds good. That is the stories. We have 108 of you guys in the chat, and we're fluctuating wildly. There's a lot of stuff going on right now in the concurrent viewer section here. That was the NFT section. I think we might have one more story. Piers over at Delphi Digital had a great piece. This is a long kind of blog / thesis on the metaverse. You guys could definitely take a look at this. This is kind of a huge thesis on NFTs and the metaverse. And I think it's an awesome read. You guys can definitely look at it, but it's an expansive read here. But it's basically breaking down the thesis of why metaverses will exist, why NFTs are the perfect tools to unlock, as well as I believe social tokens make a appearance. So we've been going for about, let's see, an hour and a half. I told Buffalo this would be an hour episode, but we clearly passed that as we zoom past all-time highs here at 110. Shout out to everybody in the chat saying R Vibe, R Tribe. Please hit the like button. It definitely helps. And Mike Scott hit us with the $20 earlier. Fishy coming through with the 99 cents. I'll go hit Wendy's with that. Thank you so much. I'll have some food here today. So I think that's it, man. I think we're done with the episode today. What do you think?
Thought we did good. I can always do better. You were phenomenal. I mean, the only thing that I would say was Shep in the room when you said you would bet your dog? I mean, because that's a bold statement, sir, to do in the room with your dog.
He looked at
Man's
me.
Best friend.
He did look at me, but that's how confident I am in an NFL TopShot. That's how confident I am. I know he did look at me sidearm, like kind of how Llama's looking at you right now. So,
Fishy.
My man.
Coming back with another $5. He got 5 on it. Appreciate you, Fishy.
take my eyes, but not the shirt. We've got 110 coming in here. Do it. Oh, he thought about it.
Take my eyes, but not the shirt.
I love that one.
I do love that one. Do whatever you do. Don't do Greta. God.
How dare you!
So triggered. 111 and going strong.
It was going so well.
Yep, she didn't make an appearance, but then she did. She'll pop up anywhere. You never know. What up, girl?
Please, just. Oh, okay, Greta. Appreciate you stopping by today, as well as the rest of you. 111 of you guys. I'm going to get the rewards link ready. Buffalo is going to keep us entertained as I do that.
I will.
And we are going to continue the episode, and I will drop that link here in a second. Buff, what do we have coming up to close the episode? As we go forward?
We got some great stuff this week. Like me and Q were hinting earlier, there are some amazing shows that are going to premiere soon, possibly this week. If you've taken a look at the Lads calendar, you might know some things. Go ahead and check that out in the Lads City Discord under, I think it's right below announcements. Tomorrow, we have the Talking Stick ceremony fireside chat, which will be in Lad City Discord, hosted by the one and only Crypto Mystic. The Mystic Man out of Norway will grace us with his presence. He'll hold a space for everyone to come on in, sit down. You'll be muted at first, and then when you want to speak, you will essentially just let us know, and we will unmute you. Everyone else will be muted. It'll be your chance to talk to fellow lads and introduce yourself, talk about life, liberty, and whatever you want, really. And it's a good time for some of you lads who have maybe never spoken up. It's a safe spot. It's a safe space. The Mystic Man will definitely speak from his heart, as will the Buffalo and many others. So come on in, open up, let us know what you're all about. It's a great chance to really get to hear from others. And if you don't want to talk, you don't have to. We would really kind of like you to, but at the same time, if you're super shy and just want to come in and learn from other lads about what they're doing and how life is treating everybody, come on in, check it out. That is tomorrow in Lad City. It is 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. And shout out to Crypto Mystic for hosting that. And we had a great one in December, and we're going to have another one here in January tomorrow. And then in the rest of the week, we've got NFT Live on Wednesday at the regular time. And then we have Lads Radio, which will be on Thursday this week, with possibly an awesome show premiering right after that. And then we've got game night on Friday. Q, do you know what we're playing for game night?
I do not. And Among Us has been thrown around, like we talked about early in the episode when we were talking about gaming and NFTs. There's just not a lot of game. Like, what are some party games? Throw it in the comment section. We want to be able to get 20 people, 15, and over and over and over. We want to continue to kind of grow this game night out. But which games are we playing? Among Us was thrown around. We had trouble playing Valorant. Blankos was awesome. I thought Blankos was good. Buff doesn't think Blankos is awesome, though.
I suck at it, but I like that people get into it and play right away, and it is crypto related to a degree. So I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm down for it.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, so we have 113 in the chat. This is the deal. I'm gonna drop the first link here in chat. What I want Buff to talk about, although Campbell said Apex Legends, I like that. So we got a lot of people in the house talking about game night, so I'll make sure to get Prodigy on the case. So Lads token. That's a rabbit hole in and of itself. We're not going to get fully into it, but we say over and over and over that we're trying to get lads into the hands of people and lads that are trying to make and grow out the ecosystem, see what we're doing, want to be part of the tribe, and continue to grow with us. So we're going to drop this first link here. I'm going to pin it, and you guys are going to be able to get it. Now, a certain amount of lads are located per episode, so you guys are going to get this. The second link's going to be in Lad City right after this, so we're going to go directly to main chat. If you're not in Lad City already, you need to get in there. The links are in the description. You can get in there. We'll drop the second link right after the episode so that we can continue to get lads in the hands of people that want to build with us. That being said, game nights, poker nights, all of these other events where lads are continuously kind of congregating around so that we can build out this ecosystem, that's where you're earning lads as well. So you have this opportunity all week to earn these different types of lads, not just in these streams. And then on top of that, what I want Buff to talk about right now is the grant. What do you have planned for the grant in February?
Are we talking about the lads grant, or are we talking about Hugh Grant? You have to be more specific.
Hit Hugh Grant really quickly and then move on to the lads grant.
So Hugh Grant is this actor who's done a lot of crazy movies. Now we're going to talk about the lads grant. So the lads grant, you guys, that was a bad joke. I apologize to everybody and my dog in the room. The lads grant, each month we award a lad a special amount of lads tokens for a grant. It's essentially to help sponsor their project that will bring value to the lads in Lad City, but it will also help them grow their project. So each month we've been awarding lads for really stepping up and beyond and showing their potential and bringing value to Lad City. So if you have a project, whether it is in the pre-production mode or it's already out and going and you need some more support, or you would like to, try something here with the lads, let us know what your project is, whether it's up and running yet or you're trying to get some funding for it. And if it is something that the Lad City and all the lads definitely would like to support and help us grow, we're going to help you grow too. So the grant is for the lads, by the lads, and don't be shy about what you're trying to do this year. Reach out to us. Maybe it's not quarter 1, maybe it's quarter 2, 3, or 4. Let us know, and you could become a grant recipient. So this month is that special. Who did we give this month?
He's right behind you. There! Oh my God! There he is.
I've been looking for him all day. We got Llama. Llama received the grant for January. Shout out to Llama. He has been the #1 mod in Lad City. He has kept the riffraff out. He has been patrolling Initiate Landing, hanging out with the gatekeeper. And, we couldn't have done it without Llama. He's really kind of set the standard for what it is for new lads coming in who have questions. I've heard it from so many lads who've come in, giving huge thanks to Llama. So, Llama, you done good. You done good.
Salute to Llama. Again, we had Loadmaster receive the first, Easy received the second grant in December, and then Llama got ours for January. So that's how we're trying to get lads into the hands of people who want to build this out with us. We see what you see. We drop the link in there. We see the drop, the quick drop in like 20 viewers. We know that there's
Happens
people.
every time.
We know that there's people trying to just get the tokens and get out of here. Honestly, and that's something that we're going to continue to monitor over time. You've already seen us move towards different ways to distribute this, so we see it. But we're trying to get a lot of lads into the hands of guys that want to do this stuff and build this out with us. So if you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, let us know. We're always in the Discord. You just let us know, man, and we can make this happen. Shout out to everyone who's helped us build up to this point.
Also, real quick, while we got all you guys here, me and Q talk almost every night about just crazy rabbit hole talk of where crypto space is going, where Lad City is going. And we always talk about, man, if we only had somebody to fill this role, or if we had somebody on this production team. We are going to be essentially posting an application process for any type of job that we might need a fellow lad to jump in and do. Some of the things that come to my mind right now are production assistants, producers for some of these live shows, artists. If you're an artist in any medium, let us know, because as we do different projects, we're going to need some art for that project. Even for like poker night, we could have had a really cool thumbnail designed from an artist. We could have had tons of artists create different variations of it, and you'll be rewarded in Lads tokens for participating in that. Programmers, web designers, gamers, you name it. Any field that you're in and you're passionate about it and you're like, man, what if I could come into Lad City and make this essentially a career if you really go all in on it? I tell Q, somebody's going to come in here and their life is going to change in Lad City. And it could be more than one of you, and I could be talking to you. So honestly, just come on in with that. Let us know what really your value is and what you like to do, not what you're doing right now, like what you really like to do. Hopefully that is what you're doing right now. But at the same time, we're going to try to make it where we can show you guys what's available right now as a sense of positions that we're needing. And hopefully some of you lads can come on board and help us grow even faster.
100%. As always, couldn't have said it better than Buffalo himself. We had a couple questions in the chat. When is the next poker game? That's going to be bi-monthly. So we're going to do it 2 times in a month. So you guys should see that next on February 6th. Game nights are obviously happening. We got a ton of other things, as Buff was saying, that we could use your help on. So definitely don't be shy in Lad City. Again, another great episode. We got NFT Live on Wednesday. A lot of other things that you can look at the calendar there in Lad City. So without further ado, I think we're going to head off here. I don't think we had anything else, man. What an episode. You guys make it what it is. Mike Scott coming through with the donations. Fishy. Boom. Thank you so much.
Thank you, lads.
Thank you, lads. So without further ado, we will see you next time. Happy trading.